The car world is absolutely buzzing about the 2026 models. You hear it everywhere: revolution, luxury like we've never seen, and tech straight out of a sci-fi movie. But I'm here to tell you that a lot of that buzz is just noise. Expensive, distracting noise that's designed to do one thing: separate you from your money. So before you get swept up in that marketing tornado and pre-order a car that becomes your biggest regret of the year, you need to watch this. Because at least 5 of these shiny new cars are all style, no substance, and are absolutely not worth your time or your cash. Look, every single year, car companies spend billions trying to convince you that their newest model is the one you just can't live without. You see those commercials, right? Cars flying down empty winding roads, interiors that look like cockpits, and the promise of a whole new lifestyle, not just a way to get from A to B, but what happens when the hype fades and you're left with the car in your driveway. You're often left with buggy software, repair bills that make your eyes water, and that sinking feeling that you've been tricked. Today we're cutting through all of that marketing fog. We're counting down the top 5 most overrated cars of 2026. For each one, I'll break down exactly why it's a bad deal, and more importantly, I'll tell you what you should be looking at instead. This is the kind of honest advice you just won't get at a dealership. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 5 is a car that might actually shock you, because it's always been a titan of reliability and common sense. The 2026 Toyota Camry. For decades, if you needed a family sedan, the Camry was the default, smart choice. But for 2026, something's different. Toyota has made every single Camry a hybrid. Now on the surface, that sounds awesome. Better fuel economy for everybody, right? But this big change comes with a pretty significant cost. First, let's talk money. With this new all-hybrid lineup, the starting price of a Camry is creeping up, expected to start around $30,000, and easily push past $38,000 for the nice trims. At that point, you're knocking on the door of near-luxury cars, and the Camry's interior, even with its new big screens, has a tough time justifying that price tag against some of its rivals. The real problem, though, is what you can't get anymore. The beloved powerful V6 engine option is gone for good. You're now left with just a 4-cylinder hybrid. While it's efficient, some longtime Camry owners have been let down by the change, missing the power they were used to. You're paying more money for a car that, in some ways, gives you less performance. The new design is sharp, I'll give it that. It's borrowing some style from the Crown and Prius to look more aggressive. But looks can be deceiving. The incredible value that made the Camry an icon is starting to fade. It's not the clear-cut, budget-friendly champion it once was. So what's the smart move? You don't have to look far. Check out its oldest rival, the 2026 Honda Accord Hybrid. Honda's hybrid system is incredibly smooth and efficient, and frankly the Accord's minimalist, high-quality interior feels way more premium than the Camry's. It gives you that near-luxury feel and a smooth, comfortable ride without the identity crisis the new Camry seems to be having. Coming in at number 4 is the car people buy to scream, "I've made it!" The 2026 Range Rover Sport. Let's be real, this SUV has a presence you can't deny. It's gorgeous, it's luxurious, and it makes you feel like the king or queen of the road. But that feeling lasts right up until the moment something, inevitably, breaks. And with a Range Rover, something always breaks. The brand's reputation for being unreliable isn't just a stereotype, it's a well-documented fact. RepairPal gives the Range Rover Sport a reliability rating of just 2.5 out of 5.0, pointing to frequent repairs and insanely high ownership costs. Owners consistently report a frustrating buffet of problems. Electrical gremlins, glitchy software, and air suspension failures are common complaints. These aren't small annoyances. They are expensive, time-sucking nightmares that will have you on a first-name basis with your local service advisor. You're paying a fortune for that badge and that image, but what you're getting is a vehicle that spends way too much time in the shop. The luxury experience you paid for disappears pretty quick when your 6-figure SUV is less dependable than a car that costs a fraction of the price. That initial joy of owning one is quickly replaced by the dread of seeing the next warning light pop up on the dash. It's a classic case of style over substance, and the substance just isn't there. So what should you buy instead? If you want a truly capable and luxurious SUV that will actually start every morning, get the 2026 Lexus GX. It's built on a super tough, body-on-frame platform, and it comes with Lexus's legendary reputation for bulletproof reliability. You get real off-road chops and a premium interior without the constant fear of a massive repair bill. The Lexus GX gives you peace of mind that the Range Rover can only dream of. At number 3, we've got the poster child for just doing way too much with technology, the 2026 Cadillac Escalade IQ. This all-electric monster is designed to be a statement. It's a rolling showcase of every single piece of tech General Motors could possibly stuff into a vehicle. We're talking a wild 55-inch curved screen, up to 750 horsepower, and a starting price that will take your breath away at around $130,000. And it goes way up from there. But here's the thing, the Escalade IQ feels like a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. It's an enormous, incredibly heavy vehicle, and that size creates a bunch of real-world headaches. Trying to navigate tight city streets or a crowded parking garage is going to be a nightmare. And while its massive battery gives it a decent range on paper, actually recharging that thing will take forever, even on the fastest chargers. This isn't a vehicle built for convenience, it's built to shock and awe. And then there's the software. While that 55-inch screen looks incredible, GM's Ultium platform, which powers it, has had a really rocky start in other EVs with lots of reports of software glitches. Trusting every single function of your vehicle to a brand new, complex operating system is a huge gamble, especially at this price. To make things even weirder, for a vehicle that's supposed to be from the future, the Escalade IQ doesn't support Apple CarPlay, a feature that's standard on a basic Honda Civic. For over $130,000, you'd think your phone would just work. But Cadillac decided they know better, so instead of this impractical, oversized gadget, what should you buy? Take a look at the 2026 BMW 9. The iX offers a much more refined and proven luxury EV experience. It's easier to drive, easier to park, and its interior, while still futuristic, is focused on the driver, not just pure spectacle. The iX has a beautiful infotainment system that fully supports Apple CarPlay, and has been praised for being easy to use. It delivers a fantastic mix of performance, luxury, and tech that you can actually use in the real world, without the Escalade's scary size and questionable software. Our runner-up for the most overrated car of 2026 is a vehicle that feels like a total betrayal of everything it once stood for, the all-electric Dodge Charger Daytona. For 50 years, the name Charger meant one thing: loud, proud, V8-powered American muscle. It was in your face and celebrated the raw thrill of an engine. Now, it's a heavy, quiet electric car that pumps fake engine noise through a speaker. The initial reception has been awful. Early reviews have been brutal, with many saying it's neither a good muscle car nor a good EV. It's a car stuck between two worlds, and it's failing at both. It weighs nearly 6,000 pounds, which is a literal half-ton heavier than a Mustang Mach-E GT, and all that weight just ruins its handling. But the most controversial part has to be the Fratsonic chambered exhaust, a system that fakes the sound of a V8. Instead of being a cool, futuristic take on a muscle car, it just comes off as an embarrassing gimmick. It feels like a desperate attempt to cling to a past that this car has completely abandoned. The people who want a Charger want the smell of gas and the real roar of a Hemi, not a digital copy. And the EV crowd, they want efficiency and modern tech, not a heavy car playing dress-up. In fact, the reception has been so bad that Dodge has already postponed production of the cheaper RT model. So what's the alternative? If you want a real muscle car, the answer is simple. Buy a 2026 Ford Mustang GT. It still has a glorious V8 engine. You can get it with a manual transmission, and it has the authentic feel that Charger fans are missing. If you want a performance EV that's actually proud to be an EV, get a Kia EV6 GT. It's lighter, more agile, and delivers mind-blowing acceleration without any of the fake noises or the identity crisis. And now, for the #1 most overrated car of 2026. It's a car that's surrounded by more hype, speculation, and sky-high promises than any other. The so-called Tesla Model 2. It's rumored to be a small, affordable EV with a starting price under $25,000, and it's being sold as the car that will finally bring electric cars to everyone. But if you look at Tesla's track record, the reality will almost certainly not live up to the fantasy. First off, the timeline. Tesla is famous for missing its own deadlines. While rumors point to a 2026 launch, history shows us that big delays aren't just possible, they're practically guaranteed. And when it finally does show up, do not expect that mythical sub-dollar $25,000 price tag. Just like we saw with the Cybertruck, the final price will inevitably be much, much higher, especially for any version that has a decent range or any features you'd actually want. The hype is built on a price that probably won't exist for the average person. Then you have the quality issue. Tesla's build quality has been a running joke for years. We're talking inconsistent panel gaps, trim pieces falling off, and major paint defects straight from the factory. While other car companies have spent a century perfecting how to build cars, Tesla is still struggling with the basics. The push to cut every possible corner to make this car affordable will likely just make these problems even worse. You can expect a super minimalist interior, probably with even fewer physical buttons, forcing you to rely on that central touchscreen for everything, which is a huge point of frustration for a lot of drivers. So, instead of waiting for a car that will probably be late, more expensive than promised, and riddled with quality issues, what should you buy? Get a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox EV. Chevy has delivered a fantastic, well-rounded, and genuinely affordable electric SUV. It offers a comfortable ride, a practical interior with a big screen that's easy to use and a very competitive range. Unlike the Tesla, the Equinox EV doesn't feel like a science experiment. It feels like a solid car from a company that knows how to build them. It's available, the pricing is clear, and it delivers on its promises without all the drama. So there you have it. The 5 cars getting all the buzz for 2026, and the 5 biggest potential letdowns. From the mainstream sellout to the king of hype, the lesson here is always the same. You have to look past the marketing. Don't get sucked in by a flashy design or an impossible promise. A great car isn't about hype, it's about real-world value, being reliable, and giving you an ownership experience that brings you joy, not constant headaches. Do your own research, test drive the other options, and make a choice that's actually right for *U*, not one that was decided by a clever ad campaign. So what do you think? Are there any cars I missed? What do you think is the most overrated car of 2026? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I promise I read every single one. And if this video just saved you from making a huge financial mistake, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more honest car advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.